bulky that he just comes to us now?
Oh, I also needed a little bit of time to talk to that information broker about setting up a second cell, so that certainly works to the
Yeah.
in the 3 days. Get ourselves a nice little ceremony where we say how proud of our troopers we are, and how we reward them, and how they have decided to fight to protect Zinti, so now Zinti will protect them.
It is protected.
As I reveal our our 3 fire teams of Voth commandos, because they fight like a pack.
That is adorable. I'm not gonna lie, I like it.
And the newly christened Tristan blanks on their name, but Crow would remember it. Those sonar bats that helped us out so much fighting the Sotal.
Oh my god.
That's what I'm naming the Pathfinders.
Okay. It's so weird seeing that.
I forgot what I just have them listed as bat in my Dart list, so it doesn't really help. But
is there water purification kit in this whole list? I think there is. Let me look.
Yeah, I think you have water purification tablets.
Oh my god. I swear, roll 20. Fuck you.
Oh no, it's doing a thing.
I can't see the map.
Oh no!
That's how it starts.
Okay, guys. Hell.
Did I ever best under this?
No,
Question?
probably not.
I'm just double checking because
There are some armors you could wear under it, like Crow wears the Twilight Blast Vest under it, but the Twilight Blast Vest makes a point of saying it is so form-fitting that you could do that.
It's skin tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's skin tight material.
Works for me. I was just removing the armor and that.
I know you can layer some armors. It just has to make sense.
Okay, it has been 13 days. People have people have certainly acquired things.
Had our nice little knighting ceremony.
Crow's arm may or may not be tired from all the knighting he's been doing.
What are you talking about? We do it the Jedi way. It weighs nothing. Just don't fuck up.
Really, don't fuck up.
I always thought that was both a cool and terrifying part of the Jedi knighting ceremony. It's like, and we do the thing with the shoulders, except it's with a lightsaber, and the final part of that motion is cutting off the Padawan's braid with the lightsaber. Nobody flinch. Nobody.
Ever.
Okay. Let's see. You said you went off and did your training. Can you make me a command roll for the training?
What was the name of that thing? There's that one thing I need to work money out for.
Heals.
+2 on aim is nice with a double trigger, but it's not what I'm looking for.
Okay, guys. Is there anything in particular that that you're thinking of?
Well, I had been thinking about going to get some more Zeskar, but looks like we're good on Zeskar for the moment.
Yeah.
I have more Zeskar than I have normal.
Oh, that should get from me thinking about volumes.
Yeah. I'm not complaining. Any other supply things we need to hit that that nobody's told me about, or should we actually just finish pursuing this rock plot, since we did in theory track them back to wherever they were taking it? Well, no, we tracked, and we knew they were taking it to the mainland, but there was somewhere we tracked it to before that.
You detected locations were the warehouse area, which you've just raided, and the governor's building.
Yep.
So all that's left is to go back to the governor's mansion.
Anything cool show up on the glorified police scanner?
The Uber police scanner.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but that just sounds so funny. Hey, I'm going to the governor's mansion. Y'all want anything?
Okay, so at this point, I guess we're talking about basically intelligence. Has intelligence come up with anything?
Well, there's intelligence, but remember we also had the that droid brain or whatever that we had gotten.
The Shadow Matrix.
Yeah, the Shadow
No,
Matrix.
there was the Shadow Matrix, but there was the other one, the thing that had told us what frequencies and keywords they were going to be listening to.
That wasn't a droid brain. That was information that you guys pulled from from the utility satellite.
That's what it was. It was information we had pulled, but we were going out of our way to explicitly monitor those frequencies now that we knew that those were the important frequencies. So I guess that would be intelligence then, yeah.
Yeah.
No, obviously, assuming the Shadow Matrix didn't know about that already, we'd feed that information into it so it could basically make sure Shadow Matrix is constantly out, given the most up-to-date information we have.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
Okay,
actually
if you're
cool
feeding
thing
that
to do. I like it.
if you're feeding that information into it, can I get a droid programming roll?
It doesn't actually mention how many upgrade slots weapons have.
It's
If
assumed
you
one.
look at the beginning of the book, the beginning of the thing I posted, it says by
That's where
default.
I'm at.
Huh?
That's where I'm at. That's why I was trying to.
The
figure
very
out.
beginning of it says most items, both armor and weapons, are assumed to have one free slot.
Okay.
And if you scroll down a little bit, they then talk about things you can do to air quote strip the weapon to put or item to put more slots into it.
Okay. I just wanted to double check that just to make sure. Because I was actually at the Universal upgrades and I was going up the page.
Yeah, it's right before Universal upgrades.
Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, too bad this thing's not an astromech. While we're concentrating.
Okay. We do have the utility satellite information.
So
here.
your blaster rifle, your blasters are assumed to have one slot. I need to confirm this with David, but in theory, since I'm using Mandalorian smithing techniques, and all Mandalorian armor, according to that book, has 2 slots, you should have 2 slots in the armor free.
Considering the design you showed me, I can believe that.
My main thing was just making sure I did the gun right because I'm
Yeah.
just modifying the machine gun to,
Yeah,
knock.
that's there's the I think it's called rapid recycler or something. The thing that makes it a semi-automatic. It changes your default shot to 3-shot bursts.
Yep.
But the other 2 shots do less damage.
Okay, the
Yep.
the Shadow Matrix is making a few assumptions. Because it can't actually tap into the utility satellite to confirm things.
I'm working on it.
Based on the information provided, it does. It is revising the scenarios. It's rapidly increasing the success rate if its assumptions are correct. Pretty much all of the scenarios go up by 15%.
Yeah, that's a pretty significant increase, actually.
It is assuming that. Well, what do you guys remember from when you guys tried to understand this yourselves?
That it was the keyword thing.
Well, the entire thing with
You're talking about when we tried to understand the data we got about the com frequencies. Or you're talking about understanding what the Shadow Matrix was doing.
Understanding the utility satellite information. Because
Okay.
it had mode alpha, mode
So
bravo, stuff like that.
it was
I
both-
told you what it was in a sense of a programming perspective, but I am not the person who knows that information.
it was a combination of priority keyword searching, and assigning threat levels / protocols to those keywords depending on the situation.
Okay. The Shadow Matrix is assuming that mode alpha is allowing transmission, and mode Bravo is blocking or somehow jamming that particular transmissions.
Okay.
Are you looking for the utility, the satellite information? It's in the filing cabinet under external databases.
Okay. There's a lot of files. There's a lot of folders.
That's why I coalesced all the databases into the filing cabinet.
We never actually established. Do I actually have the bipod on that thing? For the repeating blaster?
The repeating blaster by default has the unipod.
Does that mean I get the bonus of the bipod?
No, the unipod has the bonuses listed on the rifle. We can upgrade it to a bipod, but the weapon by default has a unipod.
It doesn't have the stats listed on the...
That's because all the unipod does is allow you to brace the weapon to use the machine gun function.
Okay.
Okay, so with it making that assumption, what does it think we should do today?
Oh, if you want to enact this plan?
Well, what plans is it pitching?
Well,
because I know it's working on like a billion scenarios, constantly. It's like, what plans is it thinking about?
So Matrix, what are we gonna do tonight?
Like, I know for one thing we probably should do is update its information so it knows what resources we actually have.
Ah, okay. I'll have that be a part of your role. It considers that it's radically different variables than what it already has.
That's fair. Because we know Taldaran programmed it to think we're fucking Cobra. We're everywhere.
Okay. Well, refiguring that, some of the percentages go down, and it has to actually figure out a few new things.
Good. Now it's being useful. I mean, those other things were useful too for future, or just laughs.
Okay. In order for me to give some sizable suggestions, what kind of objectives are you looking at accomplishing? Or are you just wanting like targets because because its scenarios are based off of fed objectives and information?
Targets would be good. Just places that are feasible for us to be able to hit with our current resources.
Targets.
Operating, so logistical disruption is also a good thing. Crow's thing has been from the beginning. Things that would drum up support from the local populace.
So Hearts and Mind and raids, logistics raids.
In addition, knows.
So yeah, but in order would be targets as a general theme, and then in terms of priority objectives, Hearts and Minds, followed by both combination of logistical acquisition and disruption.
Okay.
We eventually need us connected to that satellite, man, so that we get up-to-date information from the First Order.
We don't have to connect to the satellite. I just have to finish reprogramming the droid controllers so that we can release the parrot droids into the city, thus they blend in with the parrot droids they already have in the city and are using as security cameras. And then we'll just get all the information at the same time those droids do.
Inception!
I mean, the satellite is nice, but technically I don't have to be at the satellite. I just have to be where the satellite's sending the data.
We know where that is yet?
In theory, that they're sending it to the cities, because that's where the lockdowns and stuff would be happening. The satellite means we get it ahead of time. The droids would mean we get it when everybody else does. It's an imperfect solution, but it's one that is realistic with our current setup.
And eventually...
I mean, I suppose we could do another spacewalk and try to put a wiretap on the satellite, but...
Okay.
I'm actually up for a spacewalk.
For those interested, these lines I just drew down are your tunnels. They have been completed within those.
Oh my
13
god!
days.
Jesus.
And those
Oh,
tunnels are
son.
supposed to connect into the sewer network. So in theory, any of those tunnels will then get you into the sewers, which will then get you anywhere in the city. We could travel underground, folks.
When did this happen?
It's
Wait.
actually been in the works for a long while.
I'd say these tunnels have been in the works since we've got Argo Base. But when we actually got miners, it went a lot faster. Because originally it was just the Tachikomas and that one mining droid.
Oh Jesus.
But now that we actually have people that actually know how to dig for a living.
We do work.
So yes, we can now travel underground anywhere within the city.
Also, I do need to get going.
Okay.
You enjoy your meeting.
This will make moving supplies and recruits a shit ton easier.
Oh my god, it's just...
Now we can just start stashing land speeders in the sewers, and it'll be our own private subway network.
Why even do just land speeders? Put, like, legit, just make a rail. So that they can just go in a circle with a droid.
Well,
That cool.
I would, except that's more likely to get spotted. A land speeder we can camo. If a train that's constantly in motion, people will notice.
I didn't say constantly in motion. It goes from one place to from the high place to the location to where they're going, and it backs at a height. You can set program a droid brain to go to 3 locations.
Well, I can. I just figured it'd be easier to stash, basically do hidden caches of speeders every X number of manhole covers.
Fair enough.
That way we can also put supplies there if people need them.
Okay. Logistic disruptions.
I was not expecting that.
Logistic disruptions.
Destroy the landing pad?
I was actually about to say that. Yes. Destroy the landing concourse. Preferably the flight control there as well. That will put a sizable delay in various shipping types of things.
I bet.
As that is the primary means that it's been using to transport things various places. Put a ditch in road 37A. That will prevent, or at least slow down, security supply transports from Deepwell.
I want to clarify this. What do you mean by put a ditch in the road? Because that could be quite a few things.
It's suggesting a. It's suggesting a 6 meter diameter ditch with a depth of 3 meters.
It actually wants us to dig a trench for, to fuck up, so they have to go around it, thus delaying their shipments.
Okay, that makes more sense. So
Yeah.
it's wanting us to literally make your repulsor vehicles cannot just go like Mach 2 and just not care about the road, really.
God, I wish we actually have gotten our hands on some repulsor disruptors.
Yeah.
By the way, 37A is an unlisted road on y'all's maps.
Good. Does it have any significance to Dimitri? Has he been through there to know if it's got civilian traffic of any kind we'd have to worry about?
I have fully mapped this entire section of
I'm
base.
aware, but I still have to ask you.
Dimitri, what it's designating as a road, you will know is a path that you would always assumed was just a part of a road project that was abandoned. Because whenever you were doing your looks arounds, Nothing was,
Using it.
nothing was using it. It did not look well traveled.
So the answer to that question is no. But where is it at, actually?
Well, we're not technically going there, so I don't think we necessarily need to worry about it.
I mean, I'm just kind of curious because you can put multiple, which makes it even harder.
Well, that was my thought, but what I was figuring was going to happen is we'd send your Pathfinders and a couple demolition guys and let them have fun over there.
Oh, use explosives to make them?
Yeah.
That would be the fastest way to do it.
And that way we can let the NPCs actually, it would be the equivalent of, sending the NPCs out to do an operation while we do something else.
Works for me.
Because that doesn't feel like something that requires player supervision.
I agree with you, but I just wanted to know, because if it's a road that goes here, it goes near the black site.
Yeah. Well, Deepwell is the black site, so.
No,
no, I'm talking about the black site that we got.
Deepwell is not the Intelligence Bureau.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the intelligence black site where we stole we stole the information to get our raider.
Mm-hmm.
Our first mission.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently it's still operational.
Probably not. It was hella compromised.
Yeah. Did we destroy half the building? All that was left was underground hangar at that point.
Something like that. All right.
Let's see. As he said, logistics and then hearts and minds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I kind of feel like blowing stuff up today.
Well, I'm not disputing that. I still want to hear what it has to say.
Fair enough.
You could hit the sewage reclamation plant in Section 7.
Another low priority target in terms of guards.
Wait, hold up. Why would that make it better for us?
That is something I learned from BattleTech. It was called low impact terrorism. You blow up the sewage plant, the sewage backs up into people's houses, and then they blame the government for it, and are more likely to support the resistance.
I would say, while it's not a drastic increase, it would, according to the Shadow Matrix, it would injure Governor Pricier's standing, thus eventually creating a window where the power structure is momentarily destabilized.
Yeah, it's a you disrupt public works to make the government look bad kind of thing.
Okay, I kind of didn't think that was what it was called though. But okay.
I think Twitch has also used the term soft terrorism.
Yeah.
Works for me. That's something the NPCs can do.
That's the term I got from the BattleTech book.
Okay, in terms of hearts and minds.
Aside from making the poo back up.
The governor will be so pissed when his toilet just gets clogged.
Hey, see, that would be some skill. We could just back up his toilet.
Planting medical supplies, and it'll note specific areas of the city that are essentially low priority for first order medical. In other words, they get the most wait times.
Yeah. I think we have enough supplies now. We can probably do that some.
It's thinking three kits a site.
Okay. Thanks to the Stormtrooper kits, we should be able to do that.
Do you know that the Stormtrooper kits are stabilization kits versus full blown kits?
My point is, because we have the Stormtrooper kits, we can probably spare some of the other ones.
Let's see. What was the third one? Because you gave me a third one. You gave me a third.
Just general targets it was recommending.
Ah.
Which is what you were just basically doing. Okay.
1 second.
So it sounds like the big one would be the go mess with the governor again,
Tw- uh,
or the
tw-
landing pad.
2100 hours local time. The I forgot the title of the place.
I just realized how many upgrades you put into this thing by default.
2100 hours local time. Javeth, the Javeth Diner of Order. Sorry. Target. Lieutenant Starfell.
Okay, it's talking assassinations.
It's well, I mean, you could assassinate. You could also capture the person.
Yeah.
Starfell is the advisor, essentially, to Governor Pricer. He helps with the day-to-day operations.
Okay.
There is a little bit of a dossier on the guy. He is, shall we say, native to the First Order. It didn't require much brainwashing.
I like that phrase. Native to the First Order.
It didn't require much brainwashing. Has a career which includes a tour of 2 years in First Order intelligence. Essentially doing basically how would it be phrased? 2 years First Order Intelligence Bureau. Citizen engineering. Was
Oh, that sounds super friendly and kosher. Citizen engineering.
Essentially it's population scale manipulation.
Yeah.
Was transferred to the light cruiser Redkin for 1 year as a logistics officer. Transfer by Lieutenant Governor Pricer 5 years ago to the Danport system, Zenti Kohol. The application was clearly approved. He has. Didn't think I need to bring this up. Oh, I forgot my Creatures of Zenti thing. Un momento. Has has high marks um, in persuasion and interrogation. Has has some is skilled in first order brainwashing techniques. Um, high, skilled marks in various bureaucratic skills. Excuse me. Superior marksman credentials. Passing passing martial arts. Training. So not super skilled in that. And high marks in populace reinforcement. Has no has noted of having good instincts when working within small groups. Marks less insightly when operating isolated in the field. Which is why the First Order has mostly assigned him to work within some form of team for maximum efficiency.
Okay.
He's usually on the he's most of the time on the eye out for people whose conditioning is starting to crack. So less spies and more loyalty. Has been noted. Has been noted by Major Hadar Taldaran as a weak point within the city's own defenses, as it's predicted that that the removal of Falstar. I said his name wrong earlier. Scaff Falstar. As a removal of Falstar will have a high emotional impact on Governor Price here.
So remove someone the governor cares about, destroy the shuttle concourse, or apparently assassinate some interrogator. That's what I'm getting out of this.
Well, the interrogator is the guy the governor cares about.
Oh, is the...
Yeah, the interrogator is also the governor's bestie, basically.
So, at that point, it's kill governor's bestie or destroy the landing concourse. Are the interesting ones for today.
Current analysis parameters for Lieutenant Falstar has a threat level of 7 on a scale of 10.
Damn.
Oh, that's so tempting. I'm sorry, I got distracted by something I saw. But let's.
Sorry. One more thing. Has been noted again in this thing. This is more of Talaran's notes.
Mm-hmm.
Has been noted to have increased his checking in on Major Taldaran and city's security. Has proposed multiple times to increase army security of the city over a deployment of stormtroopers. Um, this, just because I know you guys may or may not remember, this recommendation is clearly contradicted by the influx of stormtroopers that have been deployed through the city.
Yeah.
That means that he lost that strong recommendation.
Yeah.
But still, that's interesting. Kill the governor's bestie, who is the interrogator, or destroy the shuttle concourse.
Well,
which one do you want to do?
I'm looking at doing the shuttle concourse, the road, and sewage.
I was talking about as us as the players, not.
I'm not worried about going after the governor's bestie yet. I don't want him that kind of off balance yet.
You don't want to make him emotionally unstable?
No, because emotionally unstable will probably get taken out of the people we're trying to get to join us.
It would, but at the same time, it would also drive them to join us.
I also feel like that might be tipping our hand that we have that access to that kind of information too soon. Going after everything else aside from the road is obvious targets.
Second recommendation for a target. Hold on a second. Nope. That information would not be available. Never mind, it doesn't know that. Okay.
So, shuttle concourse. How bad are we going to blow it up? That's the first question.
Well,
Besides obviously going for the flight.
I'd say it knows what resources we have available, so what kind of force is it recommending? I'm figuring probably X-Wing and Banshees, but...
With the information it has available, security on the concourse is projected to be moderate.
For some reason, I feel like just taking the Raider and having it shoot torpedoes at the flight tower in the main shuttle concourse pad would be enough.
Well, yeah, but I'm trying. We don't only have so many torpedoes, so.
True.
It would.
And we can take those torpedoes and put them on the Banshees, which are harder to hit.
It has. It has 3 recommendations. Plant explosives in any arriving cargo, and detonate the shuttles on the concourse.
Doable. Would have to go through the mining camp probably, because
that would also entail casualties.
Yeah, I think we're looking for lowest casualty. So this is a government facility, right? So civilian workers should be minimal.
No, it's the main shuttle pad at all, so
well, yeah,
traffic would go through there.
Well, this isn't a starport.
Then at that point, it's more likely to be specifically for the mining camp at that point.
Yeah. So yeah, you'd be dealing with for first order people, possibly loyal Zenti.
Yeah.
Loyal Zentis are independent ship captains. They're taking it up to orbit.
Okay.
Second possibility. Simply taking out the flight control. That would be a lowest risk with a moderate decrease in the projected downtime.
Okay.
Third option. Detonate the sewage system underneath using shape charges to blast up.
What's the civilian casualty on that one?
That destroy the entire concourse.
Civilian casualty? If you do it later in the day, there's no projected civilian casualties.
Okay, so we get to use the new sewer tunnels and have 0 civilian casualties.
That's a win in my books.
Yep. Are the TIE shuttle conversions done yet at this point? Since it's been almost 2 weeks since we got them.
Who would have been working on it?
The technicians.
And you were taking the bombers and just making them shuttles?
Yeah. Taking the bomber racks and turning them into jump seats, basically.
That's awesome.
Well, that's what the TIE shuttle is. It's a TIE bomber, except they took out the bomb bay and put in benches.
Given the conversion isn't all that complicated, yes, 2 of them would be converted.
Well, we only have 2 bombers, so.
Yeah.
Okay. So, with that in mind, I figure the commandos can take the TIE shuttles to hit the sewage plant. The Pathfinders can take a few of the Banshees out to hit the, have some fun, destabilizing the roads.
Out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Commandos can take the Tachicomas, I think.
Okay.
Are you just gonna take the ATTG?
No! We can take the Mandomobile.
The Mandomobile can hold more than 2 people.
And fits in the sewer. I would like to bring one of those geosensors, though, so we can make sure the pad is clear before we detonate.
Okay.
I believe the geosensor would work that way.
Well, I mean, it would essentially give you a sonar map of...
Right.
Yeah.
So if we put it under the pad, vibrate it, that would tell us if there's somebody up there that we need to worry about, accidentally.
Yeah, it would give you an image of roughly what's up there at the time.
Okay, so...
You might give people some slight migraines, though.
Well, I'll warn you and the dog before I set it off.
I wasn't talking about me. I was talking about the people that are actually in the path of it. And humans might not be that sensitive. When are we going to go after the airfield? We still haven't done that yet.
I was hoping for more actual Starfighter scale ships before we did that. Or at least more pilots, because at this point, if we can round up some more pilots, we could at least steal from them.
Yeah, because I could at least do repulsor stuff.
Yeah, but all they're probably going to have over there is Starfighter piloting.
True. I mean, I have, let me scroll back up. My 2D plus 1 space transports, it's not really Starfighter stuff.
That's how you want Starfighter piloting.
Yeah, don't have that.
Hopefully he sees that. Anyway, it's been established, so he knows to do it.
He is typing, so he is acknowledging it. Wait, there's light armor and heavy armor for Beskar?
Yeah, they have Scout, Normal, and basically Tank Guy.
Oh yeah, they have light, medium, and heavy. Huh. Oh Jesus, that's expensive. Plus you're a Mando.
Yep.
Then it's not that much. Don't forget the sewage people. We have a lot of explosives to do.
Like, this is a very bomb-heavy episode.
Yes, it is. Explosives for the road, explosives for the shuttle pad, explosives for the sewage plant. Poor Rory's going to be busy.
Well, in theory, as I understand it, most of the miners know how to do work with explosives, so...
Yes. I mean, in terms of making the explosives.
Well, yeah, but in theory, they also know how to do that. That's part of knowing how to work with. So, like you, Rory has a team now.
Oh, he has an actual team of explosive people? Oh my god. Are we going to be able to get the mass production of, like, torpedoes and bombs for Banshees, then?
Provided we have the right materials. Yeah, we've had them make. They were the guys who made the bombs that the Banshees used when we attacked the naval base.
Oh. I didn't realize that. I thought that was just Rory being, like, his own version of constipation.
No, Rory has a crew now.
Cool. Also, because I think you guys will find this interesting. I don't know if you guys are ready to do this or not. But apparently, any time that you worked in 2019, but you didn't get paid for it until 2020, doesn't actually go on your 2019 W-2s.
Nope.
Was not aware of that until I called HR about it.
Okay, so you guys are going to be doing this underground then? As recommended, or
yeah, we're going to be taking the Manmobile to park underground and.
Oh, that just reminded me of something. It is claustrophobic.
Well, if it's anything like the sewers and Rebels, that's not a problem.
The Manmobile will take up most of the space there.
Well, yeah, but we park it a little bit back and.
Okay.
I think Rory would be the one that's doing most of the planting, anyways. We're there for security.
Yeah, so we're there to drive there and make sure we don't get ambushed and to run the sensor pods and everything to make sure
Okay, count when you get there. As using the source, I want to really find you.
Aha!
At least over here.
I've been trying to do this all fucking campaign. And hopefully,
wait, what?
I've been trying to get these sewer tunnel things going all fucking campaign. It is so satisfying to not have to sneak past the wall anymore.
True.
I'm sure they'll eventually catch on, but
21 low weight objects, 3 heavyweight objects, and of course a building.
Can we get a shape based on the sonar mapping?
It's
Are they shaped like people?
Well,
or people-sized blobs?
3 shuttles, a building, and again, some things bipedal.
Cool. Dimitri, if you can find a manhole color or something to quietly stick your head out and scout while Rory does his thing.
Works for me.
Okay.
Try out that new HUD of yours.
Yes.
Oh yes, I apologize in advance. For the record, you can close tabs if you need to. That's probably way more information than you're used to getting in your face.
Oh, that. Yeah.
I kind of envision it like those close-up shots they do of like Tony Stark's face when he's wearing the Iron Man helmet in there.
I mean, I had 3 days to get used to it. 3 days. That should be enough, right?
I don't know.
I'll believe it is. I mean, I've been around technology for a while.
It's certainly enough time to figure out what your preferences are.
Okay. So you're gonna find a manhole cover?
Yep, gonna find a manhole cover, be sneaky, do my searching, find how many civvies are in the area. If there's not civvies, then, well, the answer is I don't give a shit about them.
Okay.
But what would it be? Search?
Well, it would
be
search, and I would say hide to make sure that your manhole cover exploits isn't seen.
First use of his new bonus.
The two things I'm good at. Oh man. Sadly, it's not tracking, which makes it even better. So let me count some dice. But I'm not affecting the actual skills themselves from the equipment. So plus 3D search. Oh dear lord. Do I want to record it? Yeah. So plus 2D search for everything. Actually, a question. What is the range? Because it changes. Is this low visibility? Do I get my impetus bonus?
30 meters, and
The impetus would only give you, if it's giving you anything, it'd only be the night vision bonus, to see bonus.
Which is perception. So.
Current area is only partially cloudy, so there's no unusual amounts of precipitation or anything that would be a visual impediment.
The binoculars should give you a bonus unless they're within 50 meters, though.
They're within 30, so I get a 1d from the motion sensor.
Yep.
So.
And that sounds like that's the only bonus you get.
Unless the impetus gives me a bonus, but that's perception checks and low visibility.
I'd say that's
actively searching, so I'd be using my search skill.
Well, if it says perception, it also would affect, in theory, affect search. But yeah, you're not in low visibility, so.
So plus 1d. So do I get anything on top of me hiding? The answer to that question is no.
The survival suit should give you a 1d.
Oh yeah. So.
You spend a gel pack, and you now have urban camo of 1d.
So I have 1d from. So 1d from a Kima poncho, the parts that aren't covered by the poncho, or the 1d from the armor. So that's going to be 9d for hiding, and 9d for search. So 2, 4, 6, 8.
Is that the
9.
interceptor?
No, the remote receiver?
Is it the comms interceptor?
No.
Okay.
Remember, that's not standard issue because
right.
It was like crazy expensive. That's the thing for the side project we're working on.
Okay. Okay.
What are you looking for?
I was looking to see if it had any directional mics.
It does not.
Okay.
Directional mic is again something we'd have to sign out. It is not standard issue. But I put everything in there. There's no room for personalization, is there? Aside from paint job.
No, it's like there's literally almost everything that in the book is in there.
It's really not. And again, a lot of the stuff that's in there is on the standard Stormtrooper armor.
I know, it's crazy.
The only thing I did was make it space proof and give you the climbing claws, really.
The only thing I can think of doing would just be kind of cruel because it would start stacking the armor bonus, the stealth bonuses. Like I have the plus 1d to sneak if I spend the gel pack. If I make it a shadow skin armor, I get plus 5 or plus 10.
It depends on how you're getting the bonuses of whether they'll stack or not. For instance, if you're using a camo thing and a shadow suit, well, a shadow suit is a black suit. So
yeah, it's like some things don't stack.
Well, would is because like the shadow skin just adds sound dampeners, dark coding, and audio and visual camouflage.
Yeah.
And it doesn't give like a D bonus; it just has flat +5.
Yeah.
Or if I get the good version, of flat +10. Because it does more than just visual.
Yeah. It's like I said, some of them will stack.
So that's the hide and the search. Coming right up.
But there's a mod in there called like integrated equipment where you can like take normal pieces of gadgetry and build them into the armor.
Yeah.
That one might apply to you, like, you know, putting sensors in there, or audio pickups, or something like that.
Ooh.
So you can be like me and have a directional mic built into your suit.
I need more dice now. I need more dice again.
So ironically, I have the directional mic, but I'm letting the scout do his job because this is his moment.
Okay.
I also have that parabolic hearing thing that the First Order guy had.
Yeah, I was wondering who had that.
Yeah, that went to me because I don't have dog hearing.
So, how many did it go down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so far? And so 4 plus 6 plus 6 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 5 plus 2 plus 1. Hard I like to be.
Okay. The people in the concourse don't seem to have noticed you.
None of them are cities. I thought that was what I saw.
Oh look, more loot. No.
I feel so bad for him now.
That explains so much. Wayland Yutani works for the First Order.
That's what I was laughing at originally, because I saw that in a couple of places, like, no way. Is it really that? No. And then this larger version of it is like, yes it is!
This is on a 2 scale, by the way. Just to give you an idea of how large it is.
I kind of feel bad for this one now. They're literally just going to collapse the thing on them.
Yeah, but think about all the free armor it's going to come raining down.
I know, right? They're going to send the emergency crews and they're just going to find a bunch of naked people.
Downside, we're going to probably lose the shuttles. Those might have been useful, but, you know.
They might have been useful, but the total destruction of the shuttle concourse would be very beneficial.
We really need to make a contact that owns like a car dealership or something. This lack of vehicles is becoming a problem.
As we get more people, it is, yes.
Like, we need more Banshees. We need actual fighters. Transports are going to become an issue shortly. You know, we got around that a little bit, but with the TIE shuttles, but.
Okay. Well, what you're seeing is it looks like they're doing a standard patrol. Looking around using your binocs. You do notice something odd at the top of the building. It only came in with a light amplification on as it magnified the reflection that would otherwise be imperceivable. And I said the building. I mean it's the flight control building. In order to identify what it is, I'll need a technical or a knowledge roll.
Cool. It's going to be the same either way. Let's find out.
Hadley's Hope too. God, this is the colony that got overrun by the aliens.
And we have Tyrannus somewhere on the map, on the island. So,
well, we know how this campaign ends.
Queue up the Starship Troopers.
Time to see what's stronger, Beskar or Chestburster. My money's on Chestburster because, you know, it's a physical attack like a punch.
And you specially designed these.
Yeah. Like Tim Allen in the first Santa Claus, like, yeah, that's great. The suit's fireproof, but what do I do if I fall off the roof? Yeah, great. You made it so it stops bullets, but what do I do if I fall off the roof? It's like, great. You put in all these sensors, and it absorbs all this, but what happens if I get punched?
It will detect the punch.
That's great, but how does it? Oh, it's stopping the punch.
Oh shit! Really? He actually rolled that. Oh, that was convenient rolling. Holy crap! I did not expect that 22. Holy shit!
Rolled 2 5s and 2
Okay.
6s.
You must have been around the nerds too long.
AKA the Mando.
Actually, Rory's the nerd. Mando is very specialized in what he does know.
Uh,
I did spend how many months rebuilding a Banshee?
Yeah.
This, from what you can tell, just from how perceptive you are, is this device is not native to the building. It is clearly attached externally. You are seeing specialized equipment on it, antennae and such, that you are guessing has to deal with communications. Though, looking at it closer, zooming in some, the design of some of the antennae remind you of some first order jamming equipment that you saw back in your training. You are also excuse me. You're also able to identify a high-powered receiver on it.
So it's a jammer with a satellite uplink. Cool.
Probably tied to that whole, shut down communications we don't like plan.
Yep.
The thing is about to fall into the pit.
The pit of despair. I think the worst part is we drive away and then suddenly all the Tyranids show up. Because, giant earthquake effectively happening.
Okay.
I wonder if Rory set it up so it looks like just a giant sinkhole happened.
Rory will take several minutes to, set everything up. There's a bit of an area that he's having to go through and around. After 20 minutes, he is done setting it up. Can I get a perception roll from you, Dimitri, as you're continuing to observe stuff?
Just basic perception?
Unless you're taking your attention away from the concourse area.
I'd be actively searching everywhere. I'm not gonna... I'm not... The best way I can describe it is I'm not gonna let something just come up on the manhole, so I'm gonna be actively checking everywhere.
Okay. In that case, yeah, go ahead and make a search roll then.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Keep. Oh. I rolled average this time, guys.
52.
That would require me to get extra dice. I didn't get extra dice.
It's like, look, I've given you all the dice I can without commanding you.
Yeah, you made my passive search be 2 less than my tracking without the equipment.
Well, technically, I'd say without the equipment, because let's say your tracking technically went up too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Without equipment, it's literally 2 pips less.
What's your roll?
I'm adding it up now. Actually, it's a little bit above average. I just didn't get anything power die.
You notice about 17 meters off your manhole cover to the southwest, which is cityward. A group of four camouflage people that are observing the area. You will recognize the macrobinoculars they are using as first order macrobinoculars.
That's interesting. Good thing I'm recording this. Thank you, Crow, for that. So let's see. What would it be to figure out what they are? Because if they haven't noticed me yet, I'm okay with this. But I still want to know what they are. Because very much they could be us, or another group like us that is, just casually, fighting the First Order and using their equipment like us.
You do notice that one of them has their binoculars facing closer to your position than the concourse.
Would I be within viewing range of his macular binoculars, given that he's not looking directly at me? And the fact that I know macular binoculars.
You would be within the visual cone, so to speak.
Basically going to set it up so that the manhole cover stays perfectly where it's at. So it's not, even when I leave, it doesn't move.
Okay. You can grab something nearby to prop it.
But yeah, what would I need to roll to figure out who they are aligned with, based on what they're wearing and whatnot?
From what you can tell with your search roll, they are wearing first order gear.
Actually, I do have one question. How far away are they?
17 meters.
Oh, 17 meters? Oh man. Couldn't it be like 30 away?
No. Yeah, you're yeah, because you see some of the armor under the under the shoot, what am I thinking? The camouflage kits they're using. It is not stormtrooper armor. It's more army listed field armor. You're seeing again their microbinoculars. One of them does have a portable communications unit. I don't mean like a comlink. I mean like it's a tiny box of a comlink.
Like it's like a actual backpack radio that's certain.
Okay. Think of it more like a satchel radio. But yeah.
I was trying to find those to give them to the Pathfinders. They do not have those anywhere in the goddamn book.
I mean, do we want to go ahead hunting and get them then? We could do that.
If anybody need comm boosting, it'd be the fucking Pathfinders.
Yeah. I mean, we could always go hunt them down real quick before setting off the explosives and they panic.
When are you guys doing this, by the way?
I believe the computer told us evening was our best bet to reduce civilian casualties.
Yes. Okay. So okay, okay. I just wanted to get the time.
Undercover, probably as close, just before cover of darkness.
Okay. At this point, it's been about 20 or so minutes into that, because we're already setting stuff up.
So possibly nighttime enough that his low light vision kicks in, unless they have spotlights everywhere.
No, they don't have spotlights everywhere. It's mainly on the concourse.
means I get the extra dice for that now. Yes.
You're welcome.
I just want to point out that that gets really terrifying pretty quickly.
Now you know what it's like to be me.
Do you know what he's seeing? I know you've been out of the room a little bit.
No.
There was a group of first order camoed people in field armor, 17 meters away from him. One has possibly seen him, judging by how the macro binoculars are. The rest are observing the concourse.
And I've basically set it up so it doesn't look like I move at all. So that way, even if they notice that the hatch moved, it's not moving anymore.
That's weird.
Of the four, two are beginning to dispatch and fall into the tree line towards Cole.
And they're not wearing stormtrooper armor; they're army troopers. That's the weirder part.
What the hell are they up to, I wonder?
That's what I was saying. Do you want to go headhunting instead of blowing it up immediately?
No, probably shouldn't get distracted.
The two people left are the macro binoculars that are in your general direction, and the guy with the satchel comm.
Question is whether or not
There
he
it
saw
is, the
me.
comm set.
That's the real question: is whether or not he noticed the hatch opening. Either way, the hatch is basically propped in a way that looks like something just got caught on it. So whenever you're ready, guys. We're not gonna go figure out what the army troopers are doing yet.
Well, I didn't say we weren't going to figure it out. I just said we probably shouldn't, let it distract us from what we're here to do.
Yeah, that's what I mean. In the sense of like.
I'm all for checking them out after the explosion.
Am I far enough away to not be in danger of the explosion?
It's a controlled explosion, so yes.
Cool. I'm gonna observe the explosion from the hatch.
I will back the car up to what Rory tells me is a safe distance,
Okay,
plus an extra 20 meters,
gotcha.
because I'm allowing for the Rory effect.
That's a good point. Maybe I shouldn't be within 15 meters.
And then we'll hit the button.
Explosions, and suddenly dust raises up as the entire collapses in. Flashes of light illuminate the dust as portions of the building and the shuttles combust.
Ooh, that looks so pretty in the new sensor pack.
Some glints from shards of metal fly out in several directions.
So, do we get it?
Not my hatch. Waiting for the dust to settle.
The concourse has been essentially giant pit trapped as it's been chunked and fallen into the source system. Part of the mangled building is like partially poking up outside the hole.
What are the two army troopers doing?
They appear shocked for a few moments. They their heads turn to one another. Presumably they're talking.
I would like to be able to figure out what they're saying. Are they wearing full helmets right now?
No, they have open face helmets.
because of my language skill in basic, could I try figuring out what they're saying by, looking at them?
Because you already spotted them? Yeah, roll me languages.
I figured out a way to use my skill. Do I get any bonuses because I'm literally staring at them with macular binoculars when I do this?
No, because it's a matter of how well you can read their lips.
Upside, you can record it and play it again later for somebody else if you don't get it.
Yeah, it's already recording.
Yep.
4 plus 6 plus 5 plus 3.
Okay. Well, that's a big pile. That's a big pile of poodoo right there. Should we report this? You'll hear the other person, or you'll see the other person rather, respond. It'll be rather obvious what's gone on, and of course it'll be attributed to the Mando and whatever's going on with that. I mean, who else would be doing an operation like this? The one with the comms pack will speak into it. Concourse is down. Looks like we weren't able to spot them in time. By the time you get here, they'll probably be extracted. Considering how elusive they are, we'll keep on the lookout. No. None of the major troopers were able to see us. Well, I'm alive, so I think that's a pretty good indication, sir.
Part of me wants to just shoot him right now. The other part is like, nah, not worth it.
One, not worth it. Two, it sounds like he's expositing. We just, that just confirmed there's a factional divide here.
That is true. And based on what he said, it sounds like they think they spotted something.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't confirm what it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Standing by. X3573 and DT7775 should be re-entering Cole in 10 minutes. East Concourse Wall Gap. Yes, sir. We did notice some extra equipment there. Yes, sir. Okay. The person will turn their attention to their cohort that's with them. We're to extricate in 10 minutes. The other person will nod.
Looking in their directions, since they're only 17 years away, is there conveniently another manhole near them?
No.
Is there one in the direction they're not looking? That's not too far.
The only other manhole cover would be within the city's confines. Because the concourse is slightly outside of the city wall.
Okay. So, my next question is, where is that in relation to the East Gap wall, the Eastern Wall Gap? Because I'm obviously going to be telling Crow this. You know, it's very useful information to note. I'll let Crow decide what he wants to do. He's the tactics.
Crow's not sure what entirely he just heard there, aside from something, because we only got half the convo.
Yeah, here's
something about the East Wall Gap and something there that's not supposed to be.
Yeah,
and
here's the wall gap.
The half that we got was that they're extracting by the East Wall Gap. We did get that. And that they're also staying here for 10 more minutes. The two that are still there.
Yeah. But that doesn't really tell me anything of use.
The reason why I was thinking of that is to go after after this apparent factional divide to get information from them.
Except, I don't know what to ask them, and as we saw at the last interrogation we attempted, that ain't gonna go so well.
Fair enough. So leave them be. Just note.
I mean, I suppose we can move to observe the abstraction point and see if that gets us any more information. Though I doubt it'll probably just be them getting into a car and driving off.
We can also watch these guys for 10 more minutes, or I can, and you guys can go.
So this is another one of those. Everything went off so smoothly. I have no idea what to do with the rest of the session.
I mean, we can go mess up the governor's best buddy then.
Well, at this point, we've missed the window for that.
Pretty sure we can find a new window.
You said the evening. It is.
And that still comes down to either an assassination I don't want to carry out, or an interrogation that we don't know how to do.
True.
It is 1945 local.
Okay, so we haven't missed the window yet, but
actually, we can get back to Argo and put the fact that there's a factional divide between the army troopers and stormtroopers, and how would we have it try to figure out how to exploit that. Other than that, though, you can always start targeting some of the walkers.
Actually, don't have to go back to Argo.
Is it actually close enough that we?
It is just within communications range by a whole 2 kilometers.
Oh, nice.
That's great.
Now, does it require droid programming to feed it that intel, or can I just tell it that intel and it?
You can tell that intel if you'd like.
Okay, so yeah, I'll just update the shadow matrix and.
In that case, do you want to start? Since they're just going to sit there for 10 minutes, start being the cleaner.
Being the cleaner? What do you mean being the cleaner? Doing what needs cleaning?
As in, getting all the gear.
Oh, yeah. Pull up, see if we can salvage any gear from the rubble.
And I have to maintain my position to make sure no one comes. But basically, warn them beforehand.
You'll need a search roll to see if you can find anything salvageable.
Generic sensor pod.
Yes, does count.
I mean, you can also just have me not be on watch if you want.
No, I would like you on watch to let me know if somebody's coming to look down the hole and see me picking at the corpses.
Fair enough. I will be actively maintaining my watch and seeing what army troopers notice it.
Notice what? Notice people someone investigating the wreckage.
Yeah, noticing the Mando kicking the wreckage clean. I had assumed the Mando would be wise enough to get it. I told him where they're at to avoid being seen by them.
Oh, note also that a lot of the equipment is like in a pit now.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like he would be able to figure out ways to get everything without being seen.
Right. As long as they're not walking over looking down the hole, they should be.
Now, eventually, you would have to climb the building a bit, which would poke you over if you want to actually investigate everything.
Well,
I mean, the building does have the jammer and uplink.
Well, he can be my spotter when I get to that point.
Okay.
And I'll happily make a sneak roll when I get to that point, which I guess would be now.
Yep.
I can also be hidden distraction by, casual whistle / rock past them. Don't know how that would actually correlate. Would it be a bonus for your sneak, or would I roll another thing to basically make it? Actually, that's a good question. Would me doing a small distraction that doesn't give away my own position give him a bonus, or would they get a penalty?
Hey, I got back our base materials.
Huzzah!
Okay. I would count it as a penalty on their I find things roll.
Well, the good news is he passed without it, so he passed better.
Ba-na-na-na-na.
At the 10-minute marker, they start getting up and moving back towards Cole via the East Gap. Do note that a Cole gate is just westward, so they're intentionally going on to a unstationed area.
Yep, this was an unsanctioned operation.
Shadowmetrics reports back likely source of factionalization would be either DT 7552 or Lieutenant Fellstar. If it is Lieutenant Fellstar, it projects Fellstar himself and 25 individuals, and it'll give citizen numbers that he could in short order round up for assigned operations.
Even more reason not to pick up the governor's best buddy then. He's, causing infighting.
How would we be able to expand their influence? Because I feel like dealing with army troopers is a lot easier than stormtroopers.
They're actually very similar stat-wise.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hello.
Welcome
I
back.
Look at it in the lore sense, because they're supposed to be the elite.
Yeah, but their eliteness is negated by their armor.
That makes more sense, then.
They have 5D to hit you, but they lose 2D to armor and other penalties.
Okay. You're wondering how to expand their influence?
Yes.
So what I miss?
It's calculating.
We just collapsed the main landing pad to the city that's been shipping out all the ore and everything.
And we literally did it with no civilian casualties, and you did it so perfectly that we did it too quickly.
Yeah, and while we were doing that, the Pathfinders are messing up a hidden road that the logistics division has been using to move supplies in the city.
We're also destroying not really.
We're damaging the sewage treatment plant so that the toilets back up, thus making the government look bad. That's what our commandos are doing.
So...
It's like we are conducting 3 missions at the same time right now.
And 2 of them one of them's already done. One of them should be relatively easy. And then the third one with the commandos will be kind of interesting, but depending on when they do it, we didn't really tell them when.
Well, in theory, this is all supposed to be happening roughly at the same time.
Well, that's what I mean. It's roughly the same time, but what I mean is that if they're going to it after what we just did, for instance, security's going away from there. So what little security is there is now basically leaving, depending on when they go.
And we also learned that there's a some kind of power struggle going on between Taldarin and the governor's bestie.
The governor?
No, the governor's bestie. The governor's personal close.
Yeah, bestie, yes. His best friend. Some kind of intelligence / brainwashing expert that the governor specially requested because they're really tight.
And he basically works with the First Order Army and doesn't like the Stormtroopers. Taldarin is the Stormtroopers.
I still find it weird that the First Order has an army, since every bit of media we have seen thus far says they don't. But
I mean, you could say the same thing about the canon for Star Wars.
No,
they existed, but they didn't really show in the movies.
Well, yeah, they didn't show them. The First Order, however, hasn't even paid them lip service. It really just seems to be you have Navy and infantry, and that's it.
My rationalization here is transitioning natives from whatever they were to Army, then the Stormtroopers. That's my rationale.
My argument actually was they didn't even have that. It was just field of specialization. Everybody is just military, and then it's like, I specialize in ground ops, but because the First Order doesn't have divisions, I specialize in ground ops, but I'm in Stormtrooper armor commanding a Star Destroyer.
Okay.
Because that's how the cartoons are handling it right now. Their main antagonist is literally a Stormtrooper who's commanding a Star Destroyer.
That armor supposedly with some of the best armor, so I don't blame them for wanting to wear the armor if they're in a combat environment.
The Shadow Matrix is giving a 30% warning of a operational window deadline.
Operational window deadline on.
For assassination of the governor's bestie.
One second. I said it was.
I can't believe he has a best friend.
I
mean, hell, I can't believe that Taldarin apparently has friends.
Taldarin, I would agree with you on.
Well, see, Taldarin, I believe he has friends, because they're probably, people he trained with in boot camp or was in a unit for, like, forever, and they got really tight that way.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
There's a 30% possibility that the utility satellite program would be going off tonight, which gives you a 32-minute window until that happens.
Well, that's great. What does it suggest we do about it?
Provided actually...
we'd also include the information that the fact that the Conquest satellite uplink and jammer that was destroyed.
That is likely a redundancy.
Yeah, so we blew up the backup. Great. I mean, that's a good thing, but what does it expect us to do with the 32-minute window? Go up and blow up the satellite? Is that what it's suggesting, or?
Well, I don't believe you guys have ever listed it as a threat.
Well, it was aware of the satellite. I just fed what the satellite was and what it did.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, okay, you have all the information we do. What the hell do you expect? What are you suggesting?
use the window of opportunity. You mean use the window of opportunity to um, hit the mansion itself, to disrupt the governance um, of the city. Um, Possibly perform a high-profile equipment raid of um, Walker maintenance bays to acquire a larger arsenal.
I agree with that one.
Dude, what was that last?
Or
hit the Walker facility to steal shit.
or capture high-priority targets.
Well, we've already ruled out capturing high priority targets because we've determined we have no idea what the fuck to do with them when we get them.
At least for now.
Well, that's a player problem, so I don't think that's ever going to change.
I feel like it'll change soon enough. It's just we have to become more established, if that makes sense.
When it says hit Governor Mansion to disrupt governance, what the hell does it mean by that?
Take out the communications array. Destroy data records.
Okay, I can get behind some data rating.
But I want to go for expanding our arsenal. I agree with both.
Monitored frequency ranges are receiving test signals.
The Walker facility is not going anywhere. The Governor's Mansion, if we hit it, will delay the satellite. Sounds like.
And then by doing that, it also then increases the window, which
Yeah.
means we can do more things. Basically, Snowball is screwing over the governor.
Yeah.
300 test signals are replying.
What would be good is that while we're there, if we are lifting data, because that is what it sounds like, right?
I'm not against it.
Does it say where the test signals are coming from?
Yeah. I was very much about to type it in.
What was that?
We are raiding data, yes.
It sounds like if we hit the mansion, it's raid data and take out their communications facilities.
Yeah, I think we should do that, because not only would we buy time for ourselves to do later stuff, but I also think we should, or at least Rory is at least interested in this, what was it? Operation Overlord.
Okay. Well, Dimitri, get back down here. We'll take the Mandomobile via the subterranean network over to the Governor's Mansion.
Restock the explosives for Rory.
I don't think we have time to go back and do that.
It's going to be interesting. How are we going to get rid of the communications array then?
As I recall, the Governor's Mansion also had a barracks.
Yes, it does.
So it probably has an armory.
Ooh, do I get bonuses because I went for the whole place?
I don't recall you going through the entirety of the place.
I went past the barracks area, the prison area, and the main concourse area. So I think that's everywhere but where the residential part of the governor's palace is.
Does it say where those responses are coming from?
I know you're monitoring it.
If it doesn't know, that's fine.
Because you don't have like the Kaital
okay.
observing for pinpoints or anything.
Just figured I'd ask.
Yeah.
They might have addresses that it might recognize or something.
Actually, that is a good point.
Because if they're in strike range, that might be worth knowing. If they're just all over the fucking planet, then yeah.
Well, it's judging by the signal strength, it's local coal signals.
Okay.
So we just destroyed one of them.
And if trope is anything to go by, the one on the Governor's Mansion is probably the thing that, makes the whole thing work. So.
At least for this general area, yeah. So, yeah. know where the armory is. We know where their barracks is. We know the prison area. We can go get prisoners if we want to.
And pretty sure we can find the motor pool, so we can put the prisoners in something, because they're not all going to fit in the Mandomobile.
No, they're not. And from there, destroying the communications with the explosives in the armory.
Yep.
Would easily work. And because they're attacking from the inside, we don't have to worry about the defenses around the palace. This is so strangely convenient.
Where are you guys right now, just so I know what your guys' location is?
We are heading from the landing pad to the governor's mansion.
Through the sewers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Through the sewers?
Yeah, via the tunnel.
Okay.
I.e. the sewers.
Okay. The sewers around the governor's mansion are locked down. Like there's like bulkheads in the way.
Well, I can try to slice them. Or slice them.
Judging by where it is, this blockage is 8 blocks out.
Okay.
There might be multiple.
Oh, there probably is. While I'm doing this, Reset can bring up a map and basically find the nearest. I think they're called storm grates. Storm grates. Those big grates with the bars on them that vehicles get in and out of. In case we have to go above ground again.
As kind of like Fire Force, and they went into the train network.
Okay, you're trying to security of the door.
Secret tunnel. Keeping an eye on the countdown that we were given.
Okay. There's only.
This is going to be the night of meeting explosions.
There's only a 30% chance. By the way, I'm just reminding you of what it stated. Okay. Yeah. Who's on lookout?
Dimitri is.
Search, please.
3, 6.
You
Distance matters, so.
Well, you're in the source system, so I mean the tunnels.
It makes a difference of an extra 2D or not.
And your motion sensor might apply too.
Get your 50-meter bonus.
Cool.
If you're getting the 50-meter bonus, then the motion sensor would not apply because that's the max range.
Yeah. Because the min range for the plus 2D that I was thinking of, because I was thinking I was going to get the motion sensor, was the plus 2D was the binoculars from further away. That's the main reason why I was asking. Beep. There we go.
Here we go. I'm expecting a number. There we go. Oh noes! Oh noes!
Oh Jesus! What poor bastard do I see over there?
So apparently the stormtrooper that was carrying all the pots and pans is the one who found us, and he tripped.
I don't think he found us. But,
You'll see a group of 3 people. 3 of them you recognize as being a part of that camo team. Unfortunately, you are momentarily blinded as one of them accidentally activates their glow rod for a few seconds before rapidly turning it off.
Do they see us, or do we just see them from so far away?
For anyone in a watch position that's not looking in Crow's direction, they'll be able to see the light.
Well, that's depressing. The tunnel didn't even make it one episode before it was discovered.
Well, we're in the sewers. We're not in the tunnel.
Well, the whole point of the tunnel was to connect into the sewers so we could do this trick without being spotted.
Have they spotted this though? Like, because we might literally, because of their dumbness, might not be seen.
You're pretty sure they haven't seen you. They're probably too busy berating the guy who turned on the light.
That's great. How am I gonna hide the car?
I can do it. Watch my concealed magic.
You have to have something to conceal it with.
Yeah. I have a giant camo tarp. It'll work.
Pretty sure camo tarp's not configured for sewer.
It's a dark color when we're in the dark. I mean, come on. It's better than making it look like a car.
You estimate you have 3 minutes, assuming they're continuing along the walkway that they're walking.
I have more than enough time for this, unless you want to go murder them.
Well, first of all, how long do I have before the door opens?
Yeah, that'll kind of give us away.
Looking at what you're slicing through, you'll have 2 minutes to complete the rerouting of the wires to the panels.
Well, there you go. I'll open the door in 2 minutes, and that gives a whole 60 seconds to get in the car and drive away before they notice.
Cool, and I'll just prepare this roll if it's needed.
Okay,
By the way, I just rolled straight 5s and 6s on everything but the power die. I haven't rolled the power die yet.
so your plan is to open this, since we know how large the swords are, this sizable, what amounts to a blast door, go through and then close it behind you?
Oh, if I can close it again, yeah, that would certainly hide us.
And given that they would be a minute out, they might not notice the Kerchunk.
Yeah.
Because they would know that something happened, and they might not realize that the place is just now on lockdown.
Okay. Given the amount of time, you'll quickly be able to slip in past the opening door, considering the timetables you're working with.
Well, there we go.
I mean, you have a span of minutes. It's not that difficult to do.
Back to driving.
So it comes up, I have the conceal roll already typed out for hiding the vehicle.
Well, what we're probably going to need to do is hide it when we get to where we're going.
Like I said, I prepared the roll for whenever it is necessary.
Okay, you are past a layer of sword defenses. Everything has a sword layer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm actually going to keep looking that way and see if after that minute passes, do they open the door?
You do not see the door open.
Okay.
Let's see how close we can get to the mansion while in the sewers, and then find the nearest exit.
You'll find another set of secured blast doors. You can try slicing through them if you'd like. 5 blocks away from the governor's building.
Here's the question: is 5 blocks 1 kilometer, or 2 kilometers, or
Oh,
3
city
kilometers?
blocks. City blocks. It's on a scale that is not measured on this map.
Cool.
Wow. Is that the same roll? No, 31 was it. Okay, it'll take you a little bit longer, but you will be able to slice through it. Going in further.
Reset, keep updating the map so we know where the hell we're coming out.
Once you get to 3 blocks away, in the distance down the tunnel, you see a red glow that is shimmering along the sewer pathway.
I don't think we want to go that way.
Zoom, night vision, whatever.
Well, if you're using night vision, it's going to be a green glow.
Okay.
But
Just trying to see what's casting it.
It appears to be a shimmering curtain of light.
Okay, so that force wall, that's probably as close as we're going to get. Alright. Well, find us an exit to pop up.
Are you wanting to bring your vehicle with you with the pop-up? Because Really with manhole covers?
Again, trying to find one of those giant openings that we can bring, the nearest one of those giant, like, storm drain opening type things that we can come out of.
Okay.
Yeah, where they take maintenance vehicles in for,
exactly.
larger sections like this.
You'll find one a block away from your current position, so it would be block 4 from being away of the.
Right.
But you're able to find which.
And then we'll try to get and we'll try to get closer that way.
Okay, so you're on surface level now.
Yes.
Okay.
Are we going to continue with the car on surface level, or?
I would like to get the car closer, at least, so that when we're making our getaway, we don't have to run, X number of city blocks.
As you get closer, you'll see the governor's place will be in visual, because it's a street. They don't cloak it or anything. You do see an enhanced guard of stormtroopers.
Guards probably here.
One of them is can't say their name. Okay.
Did we ever interrogate the special guy that we got from the?
No.
I have to read it and say it. One of the Devilos members is there at the gate.
So do we still have him? Or
No.
Do
we dumped him.
we not even do like a basic level interrogation and wipe?
We did the memory altar.
Flanking them are 2 UATs.
UAT, that's the new one with the arm.
Yeah.
He just has two fucking walkers guarding the gate out, just hanging out.
Pretty much, it's the contingent of troopers with one of his quote unquote friends and two of the urban walkers.
I want to spend a character point to make this hide better since we know they're here.
They seem on alert and rather reinforced.
I would hope so after what we did.
Well, finding a stealthy spot nearby to park. Nice alley to stick the car in or something nearby.
Okay.
And here is my hide the car.
There you go.
Oh, fuck yes! You hide that car.
I told you.
We hit the button and the dumpster forms around the car and you go full Michael Keaton.
You tell the person who is designed to hide, that tracks things down, that hides things, to hide a thing.
Rory, are you doing anything? Because I've noticed you've been kind of quiet at the moment.
Not really, just following along.
Okay.
Okay.
My time has not come yet. I know when it will be. My job is to sit quiet or stand quietly, wait for things to blow up, and then run.
That doesn't define who actually does the blowing up, though.
This is true. However, there is always one solid rule you should always remember.
Don't look at the explosion?
No. If you see the explosives expert run.
That is some relatively sound logic.
2 groups of 20 stormtroopers are leaving from the interior of the governor's from the governor building.
Oh, looks like somebody's going out for a walk.
Casually shoot the guy?
No.
There's 40 additional people.
Hey now, we got distance.
They are leaving the building grounds. They're leaving the building grounds and heading effectively past you guys into the city. And they're breaking off ranks and such.
Cool, the governor's going out for lunch. That means the guards will be less.
Are you guys kind of observing for the moment, or?
Oh, I was getting ready to ask Dimitri to find us the least guarded way in, so yes, I guess we're kind of observing for a moment as we watch the governor get in his limo and him and his, Secret Service walkers go for a evening stroll.
You actually don't see the governor, you see just this dispatching of troopers.
Okay.
A few minutes later, however, you do see Felstar leave the grounds.
Who's Felstar?
That's the bestie.
That is the bestie who is the army faction of the infighting.
Oh, got it. Taking that? No.
He is on foot.
He's just taking in any.
The some of the people around the
Loopholes.
what?
Muscle enhancer thing. Boost to dex and brawling. My stealth skill is brawling.
Ah, yes. One of the guards at the gate gets his attention. One of the troopers there. They exchange a short conversation. And
With Maquis blockers, can I see what they're saying?
you can't see what the stormtroopers are saying, but you can try to see what Felsar is saying.
Or Crow can hold out his fingers and use his audio pickup.
That works too.
Dun, dun, dun.
And just play it via the little image caster thing.
Sir, would you like an escort? I see you don't have anyone with you. Felsar will stop and get a look at the trooper. No, trooper. I believe I'll be safe enough at night if Taldarin's assurances are of any merit. It should be perfectly fine.
The city has two wannabe superheroes running around in it that totally hate our guts. I'll be fine walking around at night in the dark.
Are you certain, sir? We just got a report that the concourse had been hit by a sinkhole of sorts, and that the waste facility is reporting a emergency situation.
And that's probably where the stormtroopers are going.
Well, the Voffs should be gone by then, hopefully.
Oh, well, isn't that rather unfortunate? I am certain, trooper, that I will be safe. I will, however, mention your diligence to the Major when I next see him.
It's like he suddenly knows we're not targeting him anymore.
Nah, he just strikes me as the type that has that kind of ego that thinks he's invincible and beyond targeting.
It could be that too.
Yeah, well, he is the governor's friend, so...
Yeah. Very well, sir. I, with all due respect, I will need to report a break in protocol when I go off shift. A break in protocol? I'm not familiar with this protocol of which you speak, at least applying to me. Well, sir, with the recent increase in unfortunate activity detected within the populace and the Mando and Badger's alleged activities, Major. Major Teldarin had discussed with Pricer about extra protection on key people, yourself included, sir.
Hey, he cares about you. He disagrees with you, but at least cares about you.
Well, I mean, it would look bad on his record if the governor's bestie got whacked.
Are you just doing the directional mic? And is it just what are you just utilizing your abilities with the directional mic?
No, I'll be zooming in so I can actually see too.
Roll body language.
Why does part of me feel like he's just gonna like in a blink of an eye like backhand the trooper?
That wouldn't be body language. That would just be seen.
But if he does it fast enough, you might not see it.
Dude doesn't have force speed.
You don't know that yet.
Huh.
I rolled disappointingly average on 4 dice.
Okay.
Unless, the helmet bonuses apply.
He. No, because I always kind of view this as, well, partially being how you're interpreting things.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't sure if, for example, the 2D or 3D zoom bonus or something would. Because it's perception.
It is perception, but I mean, he's wearing a uniform. There's nothing really obscuring
Fair
his
enough.
stuff. He's distrustful of this. Like
Tal'Daran gives a damn about me. I don't believe it.
Who is this man? This is not the major I've learned about. Fuck him.
It also appears to be annoying him on a different level. As if his itinerary has been affected.
Mm-hmm.
But with a 10, that's about as much as I can give you.
Oh no!
It's
He's
not like
a
we.
man of schedule.
It's not like we found out that he had the group of army troopers doing clandestine operations, going in the direction of where he's at or trying to go to.
I will discuss this matter of protocol with Tal'Daran in the morning. As I have not been made aware until now of the protocol, I am choosing to disregard it. You can do your job and report it how you wish. Yes, sir.
That poor trooper's like, what do I do?
I'm caught in a power mat struggle.
I'm just doing my job.
Felsar continues to walk off, though he seems to be in a little more of a power walk. Largely due to frustration.
Not the power walk.
The power walk of frustration.
Alright, mate. Find us a door.
Oh, Jesus.
Damn.
Well, I had to make sure Rory could sneak.
Rory, where are you right now? I mean, I
I
know you're with them, but
Okay, it's out of 6.
Are you keeping an eye out on anything in particular, or are you just kind of keeping to the shadows in the alleyway?
I will keep to the shadows because it's like I can only see so much.
Plus 1d plus another 1d.
He rolled one on his power die.
So I just want to double check something. Am I going to maintain a distance of greater than 35 meters while trying to find this door?
What was that, Rory?
I will stick to the shadows because other people can see things better than me.
He says that, but we all have the same light amplification gear at this point.
Fair enough. Shush you, I'm coming up with an alibi.
So, David.
Yep.
Because it matters for my sneak bonus, will I be able to maintain a greater than 35-meter distance from anyone that would try to spot me?
What does that have to do with anything?
I cannot say anyone, but for the purposes of your roll, you can make a roll with with that bonus under the idea that you're keeping 35 meters or greater away from obvious patrols and such.
Oh, is that your poncho?
Yeah, that's the poncho bonus because obviously the ponchos when I had parts of the armor that aren't going to change color.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an extra D there. Oh Jesus, how many dice is it actually? 6, 12, 15 dice for sneak. Oh God, what did you do? Why did you do this, Crow?
It's like he's trying to make sure he's lineage.
It's like I only have one job in this game, and it's to give you bonuses. How dare I be good at playing support?
I know, and it's amazing. It's still terrifying, but it's amazing.
And again, this bonus is less for you and more for Rory anyway.
I just get the massive benefit of it anyways.
Yeah.
That.
It's like BT dubs have this.
Oh, lordy. Let me actually...
It's almost like I'm worried about sneaking into probably what is the most secure facility in the entire city.
That's actually a good point. I didn't think this was the most secure, though. But it's going to be one of them.
This is the mansion of the current governing body of the city.
The only other place that might be more secure is the detention facility that we blew up.
So therefore, this is the most secure thing on the island.
With the possible exception of Sector 2 over there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, Sector 2 might be more.
I think that Sector 2 might be better armed. I don't think it's necessarily more secure.
So then I'm going to do my search.
Because it's harder to fortify a sector than it is a house.
True. Here's my next question. Will I be able to search for this door at 100 meters or greater?
No. Because then you have other buildings and stuff obscuring you.
That is fine. I'm just double checking.
Yeah, I figure what we're doing is we basically snuck up to the wall and are just kind of going around the wall until you find someplace that looks breachable.
If you're actually approaching that close, there are active patrols around.
Well, I mean, there's something along that vein. It's, you know, the idea of like maybe sticking a block across the street and doing that. But...
I can tell you this one, it's just higher than 36 for mine. I'm just not hitting enter because I'm putting both rolls in one place.
Well, he's got to roll for all of us, and the dog rolled a 36, so...
Oh.
What's your own sneak? 68?
Yeah.
Okay. Rory was that. Okay.
I don't know if we're playing by 4E rules where it's a group check, or what the deal is here, where you need more successes than failures.
Okay. Are you guys just kind of waiting for Dimitri to report back?
I think we were trying to stick somewhat close together, so we can be laser comms, which does require like some LOS.
Laser comms.
The comlink tight beam that is in your helmet is a laser communicator.
I was making the joke of laser swords.
Yeah.
Laser comms.
There is a shadow that crosses y'all's path as you're going between buildings.
Look up.
Yeah, I definitely would do that.
Perception roll for those looking up.
Any modifiers to that apply due to all the various tech bonuses now in the field?
Generic sensor pods.
Generic sensor pod!
What was that, Rory?
No, I won't search.
Ooh.
Because that makes me foolish. Yeah,
Okay. Job's done.
Because I'm actively the one that's searching, would I need to roll again, or...
You said search, right?
You said perception.
Perception. Well, your searching is more looking for something on ground level. Because you're looking for, like, doors and entrances and stuff like that.
Okay.
Holy crap,
So
Crow.
it's going to be that.
Generic sensor pod.
Which is
Generic
1D?
sensor pod.
What?
Or is it 2? How much is it again? I can't remember.
For what?
Off the top of my head. The sensor pod.
You don't have the sensor pod.
Oh, you do.
Yeah. Because I couldn't afford 6,000 credits to get you a sensor pod. You're ready?
I had that money. You could have told me.
Well, again, I built the baseline suit. If you want to add things to your version, we can do that.
Okay.
Let's do that later. But, so let's see. Does it happen within 50 meters of me?
Within, yes.
That's 1D?
Oh, you just said sensor pod. You didn't tell me I got the motion sensor too.
Do I?
What? Wait. Is that what you're asking? If the motion sensor counts?
For finding a door?
No, for this. And does it sense just any movement within
All
50
motion
meters?
within 50 meters.
50 meter sphere.
All motion within 50 meters.
Okay. In which case, yes, you would get the
And then because
The
the
motion
motion
sensor.
plus 2D? Oh, man.
Well, yeah, we were in low light, so...
Oh, man. Let's see, what else is there? I'm just double checking. Plus 2D? Wait, no. This is within 100 meters, so that doesn't count. Crow's going to do better because he has the sensor button.
It's my sensor Paul versus your ridiculously broken dice.
Hey now, my dice aren't... Okay, I can't even deny that.
Yeah, I was about to say, excuse you, Mr. 76 Search.
It only happened once.
The point is, it happened.
And then I had 15 dice and got a 70. It's not that broken.
How's your perception looking, Dimitri? Looking good?
6 plus 4 plus 5.
You can make all the excuses you want. It doesn't matter what game we're playing. Your dice are ridiculously broken and, break all sense of statistics.
If it makes you feel better, I'm buying new dice this weekend anyway, so...
To the point where the GM is considering forcing everyone to use roll 20 just to keep the game fair.
Hey now, my dice try to kill me though on defense rolls. You can't even deny that one.
Sure I can, given the amount of damage I actually get to do to you.
Oh, damn.
You, Dimitri, catch the flipping of some dark/blue, like poncho-like clothing.
God damn it.
You, Crow, will be able to see this.
This son of a bitch.
He's back? Oh.
Did he ever leave?
Probably not.
I suppose the real question is, has he seen us? Or is he just flipping around hoping he runs into me on a rooftop somewhere?
Especially because, every night you're kind of running around.
In which case, he really just needs to invest in a spotlight with with a symbol on it.
I know we'll find him out on these rooftops as we danced amongst the rooftops with the moon glistening over us.
So, yeah, that.
You ever dance with the Ishilamiri in the pale moonlight?
What was that, Dimitri?
He might not give that much of a shit about us at this moment.
Well, I'm hoping he hasn't noticed us, as evidenced by the fact that he hasn't shot us.
Would he actively shoot us, though? Earlier was just trying to send a message to us.
Last time I saw him, he was actually trying to shoot the fuck out of me.
Yeah, last time he saw all of us together, he tried shooting us.
That's it. You're the only person who's talked to them since that boss fight, and
Rory did too. And Rory overheard he was trying to get a message.
Out of armor.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he talked to people that he was not aware were affiliated with the target.
True. So he might very well still be hostile.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Because he's trying to get a message to us doesn't mean he's friendly. He could be one of those
I know who the Mando is. Oh, I bet you do.
Are you guys continuing on,
Yeah.
or are you pausing because he's in the area?
I got no reason to stop.
Okay.
If he shows up, he shows up. If he doesn't show up, he doesn't show up.
As you guys continue your sneaking, kind of looking around, seeing if there's any gaps. The defenses have been increased since last time.
Can't imagine why.
You actually do notice you notice some those little armed probe droids. Some of them are bobbing up and down from beyond the wall. You can see them occasionally pop up and then float back down, then pop up. There is an external patrol of 3 First Order troopers going around. With this search roll, Dimitri, you are able to detect 3 people under sniper cover on the various leveled tiers of the exterior of the building, just from one side.
Point those people out.
You are also noting what look like devices attached to the top of the wall every 1.5 meters.
I mean, the last time I snuck in here, not the part where I got captured and brought here, I literally climbed the wall that was electrified. I remember that.
As you guys are moving around, do you have your night optics on?
Unless they're providing light for us, I would think we'd have to, wouldn't we?
Okay. Well, I mean, there's like there's dim city lights and stuff.
I mean, I'd have them on when necessary.
Would you have them on during the scouting operation?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless I see an area where I know there's bright light. Or a possibility of bright light. AKA, the obvious searchlights patterns.
How about the rest of you guys?
Crow is probably not using his night vision right now unless we enter an area where there is no ambient light to work with.
Okay, Rory, how about you?
Probably the same.
Okay. Dimitri, your your optics flare as there is an intense light intensified further by your light amplification.
Coming from what direction?
The governor's building.
Cool. Fancy night vision light flare. It looks cool.
It hurts your eyes like hell, but
Rory, you and Crow will notice this. As you guys approach to within a block and a half. Sorry, no, you don't approach because you were doing a 35-meter thing. As you guys are doing your perimeter sweep, suddenly a spotlight potentially activates and shines on you and Dimitri.
I have a sneak of 70.
Oh, you have a sneak of 70, was it?
Me and Dimitri?
Wait, you have a 70? Did I miss that?
Yeah, I have a sneak of 70.
yeah.
Oh, okay, I missed that.
Crow's a 68, Dimitri's a 70, Rory's a 45, Quinlan's a 36.
Okay, Rory and Quinlan.
Ty did not go to the defender this time.
What? What, the Eagle Eye?
Mm.
This isn't the Eagle Eye.
Yeah.
It's the government security forces.
Which we don't see.
Yeah. Well, upside. Rory looks like a stormtrooper.
And there's a dog.
In combat armor with a jetpack and blades on its back and...
Stay where you are. If you move, you will be blasted. If you make any sudden movements, you will be blasted. If you resist, you will be blasted. If you move outside of the confines of the illuminated circle you are in, you will be blasted before you get that far.
How many ways is it going to describe why he's going to be blasted?
You know what? I'm really tempted. Midway through his rant. Oh boy, here we go. Might as well go big.
Hang on, I got you. I got you.
I'm just going to carefully keep him slightly bigger distance. Oh god.
Tristan, you have something apparently.
Under the same gag we've done before, where I'm feeding him all the appropriate catch, ID protocols.
Yeah.
Oh god.
That's funny because I was actually going to go about that same route.
I figured you were, because that's the way we've gotten you out of other situations. So I figured it's like, okay, there's got to be a protocol for this. Crow probably knows it due to background, so.
And because it's laser communications, they can't really figure it out.
Exactly. I love these new suits. It's a combination of primitive communicators that they could listen to, but they don't know to because they're old, and laser comms that they can only listen to if they're dumb enough to walk between the beams.
I have a whole DNCon.
So you have a whole 70 in con now.
Well, it's perception, plus, anything above perception, plus...
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. I have Before his command, I have 4.
Well, now you got 10.
10. You have 10 dice. You got this.
It was really funny. I went to roll for affect mine and remembered I wasn't taken.
Not yet, at least.
Good amount of 6s.
I am a long way off from being able to affect mine, people. That requires way more dice than I've got.
But yeah, this weekend I'm buying new metal dice for the case and a new set of dice for D6s. So you won't have to worry about my guardsman dice anymore. I don't know if I'm going to be willing to roll my metal dice in glass, though.
Well, that's why you have a dice tray now or something.
No, what I got was a little case for the dice. Individual slots.
Well,
But,
getting a dice tray is not that big a deal.
Nice.
I'll
Yeah,
probably do that as well then.
That said, Rory will cut whoever is saying that halfway and say, "Security override code 15666 Omega Charlie Delta."
Code Veronica, Operation Raccoon City.
You
Guns of the Patriots.
you send over your codes. There'll be a pause. Where are people at the moment? Those who weren't in the spotlights.
Crow probably took cover. He was probably sticking close to Rory anyway, so he probably took cover, whatever closest cover was provided.
Okay.
I was probably slightly further ahead doing the same thing just because the nature of what I was doing would be slightly further ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Presuming you guys are like observing the situation.
Well, damn straight I'm observing the situation by feeding him what the...
Can I get a search roll then? As you guys are rolling the search roll, you will see a person emerge from an alleyway.
I'm assuming all bonuses apply for point blank range.
Yeah. The person is in a lieutenant's first order uniform. Looks to be in their 30s. Very well kept. Has a heavy blaster pistol at his side, just as part of the uniform. Certification 24. About to ask. Okay.
I rolled a lot of 1s and 6s and not much else.
You see a silhouette in the alleyway behind this person that's walking forward. Dimitri. Crow. You will know that the person in the shadows in the alleyway is Eagle. He's apparently just standing there at the moment. The person who was approaching...
Stop stealing my stick! Creeping in alleys!
The person who's approaching is Felstar.
So, Felstar and Eagle are working together.
That is really interesting. I'm just going to take my sneak at 70 and start preparing to aim towards Felstar. Or Eagle, which one do you want?
I've been going out of my way not to shoot you all day, Felstar! Just keep walking right now.
Not so fast, Felstar.
But yeah, I am going to start doing that now.
You're going to be aiming? Okay.
I'm going to start preparing my however many rounds of aiming I get. Or if it hits the fan. If it hits the fan.
From the government building, you'll hear, Doug, repeat the code, please? Felstar will call out, interrupting. You didn't hear that code? Sorry, wrong voice. You didn't hear that code? Clearly, there's a special operation going on here.
Whoops.
The question is, who would be the more threatening target? The unknown, or the
rather well known.
And while they're all arguing about that, the dog will do what animals are known to do, and people are looking at them and skitter off. Hey, he's finding cover.
Okay.
The dog runs because it's a dog.
Felsar is approaching you, Rory, because the dog clearly won't talk to him.
I can make the dog talk. I don't think that would help any.
Where's my puppy Chow?
And also, hopefully the dog is not being spotted anymore. So.
Well, it did have a spotlight on him.
Well, that's why I said he's moving off to. He's doing what?
Scattering like a dog.
That's he's scattering like a wild animal would when you should point a spotlight at it. That's why I rolled sneak.
Rory will take at least one step forward, arms crossed.
Yeah, fuck the spotlight. Good bad dog.
Good bad dog. That's great. Why is he a bad dog now, though?
Bat dog. B-A-T.
That makes too much sense.
I need more dice to make that horsepower work too. Damn it.
Well, Trooper, is there anything else I can help with?
Negative.
If I may say, your armor looks unusual.
Some might even say it looks familiar.
Holy shit, the only person to notice.
You have Khan for days.
I don't know if the con bonus applies anymore because I can't really help him with this particular line of questioning.
No, that's fair, and technically this is special operations armor.
Yeah.
It is, because it's Talaran's armor, which is commando armor.
And Rory has made it more special operations, like him.
I have to say that I hadn't received any reports of special operations going on in Cole. I don't see First Intelligence Bureau markings on your armor. Which means that your operations should be under Taldarin's purview or myself.
Holy shit, he's smart.
It's totally under Taldarin's purview. That's why I'm wearing Taldarin's personal armor right now.
He'll gesture away from the down the street, away from the governor's building. He'll turn, clearly stating, "I want to be walking the." Like his body language is clearly stating, "I'm going to be walking this way."
I'd appreciate you coming with me.
Gotta
So
look
he
something
gestured
up.
where?
Towards the alley with Eagle.
Oh, well, he's gesturing down the street away from the governor's building.
Okay. It's just that when you say gesture, there's like a lot of different
Oh,
gestures.
it's a he's using both hands and making a kind of that way gesture, open palms.
As in go that way?
Yeah. Yeah, he's making a go that way gesture, and his body is poised to be heading in that direction as well.
See where the rabbit hole goes or not.
Well, if you don't, it might blow up.
The guy is literally the second in command, effectively. It's
Yeah,
him
this is
or
fair.
Taldarin.
This is fair.
I mean, you could basically say you work for Taldarin and basically say shove it, but that might not go too well.
Yeah, this is fair.
But you would take advantage of the fact that Taldarin and him don't agree with each other most of the time.
I'll see where this goes. Start off with and I'll he'll move. He moves the helm to show that he's just looking at him. Pause for a few seconds, and start walking.
Felsar will follow. Dimitri and Crow. For Dimitri's standpoint, you'll see the silhouette do this. Crow, you'll see Eagle doing this. Eagle is following behind, somewhat distant from Felsar, but clearly in a clearly following them.
I guess I'm sticking and.
Yeah. I guess we're not going for the mansion tonight.
We'll find out.
It's gonna be Operation Get Rory out of there.
Okay.
Operation, let's see where this hole goes.
Taking my time, easing my way into this since they're taking their time.
Yep, same here.
No, I'm easing my way into something completely different.
Who's your commanding officer?
Oh man, do we really go with this?
Say it's Taldarin. Say it's Taldarin.
Yeah, might as well. Major Taldarin.
I don't think it's gonna work because I didn't roll very well, but. And you know what? Since I can do it, I'm including Hawk in that. Not Eagle. Birdman!
Birdman.
Because my sense was enough to include multiple targets. So I'm including Harvey Birdman. It says save versus control or perception. I believe we normally say perception means will in this instance. That's why that's about the question mark.
Well, I know we've generally defaulted things to just will, but
that's why I had the question mark because I wasn't sure. But yeah, it's control or will.
I mean, what's the cost of failure for a non-force sensitive, anyways?
It depends on the situation. In this case, absolutely nothing happened.
I see you're monitoring the situation.
Yeah.
Roll body language. Well, it seems that the Major is keeping his secrets. I've noticed then that he has been increasing the trooper security against my insistence. Could you perhaps tell me why he's reinforcing the areas that he is? I believe 7 is one he was reinforcing, along with the areas around a few of the heavily patrolled army places, army dispatchers. Felstar Crow is in a is definitely in a state of alert. He is where there was a bit of hope for something, that has turned to a sense of distrust of the soldier that he's with. You also notice with his offhand, it was small, but it was a distinctly deliberate finger movement.
He's giving signs to to Eagle, and he's suspicious of you. I don't know what you did to tip him off, but he is on edge.
I always just say that Tower is a paranoid bastard.
Hawk uses... Sorry, Eagle, he got me doing it. Eagle uses a grapple to go to a roof and continues pursuit. He's accelerating his pursuit to go in line with those pair walking.
Son of a bitch. No, I should have trademarked that.
We're basically talking about the evil Batman. What would be the evil Batman? Joker Batman? No. I don't think it would be the Hood.
Red Hood is the anti-hero Batman. There actually is a dude who modeled himself after Batman and has his own Robin. I think it's called War and Peace. I think it's War and Peace.
What kind of response are you gonna give them as to why things are being reinforced?
As things are being reinforced.
Yeah. I hope you're not going to tell me that it's classified.
No. Oh, no. No, sir. In fact, I don't know myself. I believe the Major mentioned it was compartmentalization or the such. I only arrived recently.
Then I suppose he's given you his spiel about the Mandalorian, the Badger, and I suppose the moles that may or may not surround the group.
Rory will make a disgusting noise. Badger, Mandalorian, sounds ridiculous.
Well, no doubt he'll put you in a position to encounter them.
Of course.
I would believe it if I were you. Mandalorians aren't anything to be trifled with, and I do believe that. Especially with what's been seen here in Cole.
This might be true. Mandalorians do have the reputation. However, I find it hard to believe such a small force of... what's a Major tell me? No more than a handful, if I remember correctly, is with the Mandalorian. Shouldn't seem that such a small group would be able to wreak as much havoc as he is implying.
Meanwhile, at 3 separate sites simultaneously.
Little does he know he's even talking to them right now.
Well, inevitably you'll encounter him. I've known of many encounters here. So just keep your guard up, and if you would like to get under the Mandalorian's skin, assuming he is indeed a Mandalorian, I suggest that you tell him this.
Son of a bitch speaks the language. If only the player did.
What does it actually say?
You can, from what you can hear, by the way, is it's a very, very bad pronunciation. It's kind of like he looked it up and only took a few minutes to be like, how do I say this?
Okay, yeah, so Rory can tell because Rory has heard Crow say Mandalorian. He can tell that there is, heavily accented and not saying it correctly.
It's horrible Mandoa.
Not enough phlegm.
So
I don't know. Anytime I've used Mando, I've been on the fucking Wikipedia copying shit.
Do you have your directional mic on this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. I can actually look this up because I actually have the dictionary.
Even if I didn't have the directional mic, I have plus 2d6 to hear their ass within. Thanks to Taldarin's bestie.
Ooh. Oh shit.
Did you just insult my mother or some shit?
He just told you be irrelevant.
Ooh, that's not the translation I got when I pulled it through there.
Is it be what?
Irrelevant.
Be irrelevant.
Oh.
Or exist irrelevant.
Okay, okay, that's what it actually said. Was
Go die.
go fuck myself? Got it.
Okay, I'm not sure what translation you're using, because that's not what I got.
Hold on.
Dude, what did you get?
Look that up. There's the entire dictionary I use.
Okay, see, I use Wikipedia.
Control F sweetener.
It's like, oh shit, I read the wrong words!
It's like, oh shit, dude! I've been nice to you all evening. Do you realize how many times I've had a chance to whack you?
I feel like this would be almost the point where he would just say that. It's like, you know what? Virtual speaker. But no one else can hear it.
I don't actually have that tech yet. I have not figured out how to project.
Okay, Solar actually means here. So year. Be here?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yes, thank you, because when you said that, I'm like, oh wait, what?
So he wants me to be here.
Sorry, that was my own translation ability. Sorry.
And like Crow's like, the son of a bitch taps his helmet and the subtitle corrects.
I'm gonna get, oh, okay.
But he's saying be here?
Yeah, be here.
That doesn't really make sense.
Well, he's either telling me I know who Rory is, be here now and save him. Or he's saying I support the Mando, be here on this planet as opposed to wherever the hell I'm gonna be. Or...
But anyway, so kind of like,
Sorry.
Rory will actually like tell his homie like, dare I ask the translation for that, sir?
Notice that we get more and more information in this game and everything makes less and less sense. It gets more and more confusing.
What was it? The more questions, the answers spawn more questions.
What's that about? We're not really getting answers. We're getting information, but we're not getting answers.
We're getting more questions than answers at this point.
But yeah, but yes, he does. But Rory, as said, will tilt his helmet in like a questionnaire and say, "Dare I ask the translation on that, sir?"
Crow's probably doing the same thing because the guy's pronunciation was so bad.
From
That's
what,
a lot of sixes.
fuck. From what I've read, it is a reference to some old Mandalorian specter. I imagine something from their conflict an eon or so ago to at least provide a bit of a distraction.
Okay, now I'm even more confused. What the fuck does that have to do with any specters? Should I be rolling something to have any idea what the fuck he's talking about, or is that just how bad his data file was?
Yeah, if you'd like, you can roll. Shoot. You can roll con. I'll give you a +8 from your body language.
Okay, so he is full of shit.
Lordy.
What? Also, this is why I don't go. This is why I still keep the armor. It has its uses still.
Uses and confusing us.
Dramatic use of a 6 on the power die.
You got this, Crow.
I probably don't. That's a 37 I think I'm trying to beat there.
Okay. Even with bad pronunciation, it's it was a bit too deliberately said, and the information, what he said versus what he says it said, is really bad off. So either his information is complete crap, or he's straight up lying to Rory.
Okay. Like, I don't know what the fuck this guy's talking about. He just told me, be here. I don't know what that has to do with any specters. I mean, I suppose you could be talking about Godot. Everybody's waiting for Godot.
How new are you? Again, you're obviously new enough that I have to advise you about the Mandalorian.
New enough he doesn't need to use Babelfish.
Just out of curiosity, when did the transport that? Well, no.
That was it. What, 3 weeks ago at this point?
Yeah. Which is, soon for a transferee.
Rather soon.
Ooh, I know how to say this. What was his phrasing on the question? I just want to make sure of it.
How new are you here? Clearly new enough for me to need to inform you about the Mandalorian.
Okay. Rory's response will be, That depends, sir. New to Cole or new to Zendi?
To Cold in particular.
I would say a week. I was just transported from the mainland.
I didn't see any new mainland transfers across my desk. Of course, then, with Taldarin doing what he's been doing.
Rory will, honestly shrug, apologies, but special operations, I don't know, sir. That's a compartmentalization.
So, as a good member of the First Order, I take it that you would do whatever your commanding officer states.
Yes, sir.
Very good, then. I see that you've been trained well. Crow, you'll see another tiny movement.
Keeping an eye out on Eagle.
I'm sorry, but I just can't keep laughing at this. I can't help but laugh at this situation of, oh, this is just hysterical, and all these backs and forths.
I just noticed something, too. Every time we try to be stealthy, Rory gets spotted. Rory then somehow cons his way out of being shot.
This is why I tried to, give him the massive bonus. Apparently I should have gone for a higher one.
Jesus. Jesus, take the wheel.
Well, Rory is a Rayor. Take every opportunity you're given.
Indeed.
Is this really an opportunity? Or a setback is the real question.
Well, it gave us the opportunity to realize this guy thinks he speaks Mando.
We can just update the psych profile for Governor Bestie within the Shadow Matrix.
Thinks he speaks Mando. Ignorant shit.
It's good at lying.
You we'll see that. Da, da, da. Hawk pulls out a not Hawk, Eagle. Pulls out a blaster.
I think he saw through you.
Gotta get that duck command ready to go.
I don't know if he saw. I don't know if it saw through me necessarily as just wants to eliminate. You know.
I know what happened. I think what he said there was a code word. You didn't give the proper return phrase.
Fair enough.
I would be mad if that's actually what it is. But we'll find out momentarily.
I don't know if I can give the command bonus. Either way, I'm going to warn Rory so he can at least attempt the dodge. But
I mean, how many rounds of aiming do I have at this point at this guy?
You've maxed it out at 3.
I'm gonna feel bad. Because my target isn't gonna be someone who isn't wearing armor.
he might be wearing some kind of subtle armor.
True. But I'm using the MG, so one shot does 70 of damage plus 2 extra shots of 3D plus 2. That's gonna hurt depending on how many times I shoot.
Okay.
I don't see the rest of us on. Oh, there we are. Right.
First likely figure out.
Yep. Just took me a minute to find us so I could adjust the map accordingly.
And Eagle is technically up on the building.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm allowed to help you out, 5D.
Oh hey, I know this map.
No, it's a reaction, so you take a penalty on top from that. But
since he has warned you, are you going to dodge immediately, or are you going to like not tense up or anything to give yourself away?
I'll do the latter.
Okay. In which case you will be rolling dodge with a reaction penalty.
Cool. Does that mean I'm shooting a whole bunch of rings at this guy?
Considering the amount of time that's going on, it's because Crow noticed it. It's enough to give the warning off, so Rory isn't utterly surprised.
so we've either been made, or this dude just tried to whack one of Teldarin's friends.
Maybe.
I figured this round will determine which of the cases it is, because
maybe I did.
as a Dimitri hold, I want to know if we've been actually made, or if he just is trying to whack one of Teldarin's buddies.
Jesus.
Okay,
Why?
I won't immediately shoot the lieutenant with stun rings from Doom.
I figure we only need to hold around.
Okay, I will need that dodge roll. If I recall correctly, it's a D penalty.
Yeah, what reaction is 1D penalty?
So it's a 1D penalty to your dodge, but your dodge has been augmented. For those observing Eagle, you'll see a dim ring pulse.
So he went for stun.
Take him alive.
Yeah.
And as he makes the shot, he jumps off.
So this is going to be a game of who gets stunned first. So because I was aiming in their general direction, did I only get the bonus against the lieutenant because the lieutenant didn't change his position radically?
You can only aim at one target.
Yeah, so you get all your aim bonus at Felstar.
Works for me because well, he's technically a viable HBT target. I didn't want to do it, just like you said, but he's right there and he's aggressive.
You fantastically dodge with reflexes you didn't even realize you had. As a stun ring goes past you, slamming into the wall. Next thing you know, you see a poncho movement out of the corner of your eye. I will need a brawling roll.
Holy shit!
I knew I should have buffed that too.
You dodged a shot though, so you won't at least immediately go down.
I don't know, man. This guy punches like a truck.
Yeah, but
I don't know that.
I'm at least semi-excited because this is the first time I get to do shack boxing. It's probably gonna go horrendous for me, but...
So I shoot 3 times at him, shoot 3 times at him. You get a 3D bonus against him, so that negates that.
Okay...
I'm just gonna start rolling this to prepare.
Probably not gonna be great.
I'm kind of excited. I've seen dice do amazing things. Oh wait, need to.
6 plus 1. 3 minus 2 is like 7.
I keep powering.
Oh, that is oof. That is nice. Okay. He jumped down from a building.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yep.
Might have said no.
You feel him. You feel him grab you. You make a jabbing motion as the army grabbed from behind you wrenches free. He grabs for the other arm. You struggle until he elbows you in the back just to make a little bit of jostling force as he pushes you against the wall with an arm lock. He's good.
Wait, is that Eagle who pinned me, or...?
That's Eagle. And Eagle also the one that said he's good. I did... I expected my skill to be enough to instantly lock him. He's pressing you against the wall here. Well, now that you've talked to me so formally, I only have so many options. I do not believe, Trooper, that you are a new recruit. I'm aware that Hadar is bringing in and organizing forces under my nose. I just don't know what the extent is. So I suggest you start giving me some information. You may not be aware of my background, but I'm especially good at extracting it if I need to. I would prefer not to use it on a fellow member of our glorious order. But, speaking of order, I do have it to maintain in this city. I cannot have things happening just because someone is of disagreement with the current establishment?
I can go two different ways with this.
Two forces.
Okay.
It's unfortunate you're not one of those moles that I had mentioned before. That would make things a bit easier.
Fine. I don't know what Daldara is planning. But that doesn't mean I don't want to know. Some of us in the Corps, some of us have seen just how badly he's messed up. I was there when he failed to protect the what was it?
The volcano mine thing?
I'm trying to remember if there was a specific name for the drill.
Oh, the drill.
Yeah.
Because the First Order isn't exactly creative with names, it was the mole miner.
I was there when he failed to protect the mole miner. He failed in that, in many other ways. The Badger and the Mando are present reason why he keeps failing.
Yeah, everything's our fault.
Hawk fucking Eagle will speak up. You can hear him quite clearly, considering he has you against the wall. So is it true that you haven't seen him?
Not for a while at least. As I said, a few of us aren't exactly thrilled with him. He sees shadows everywhere, and we're thinking it's affecting his performance.
Eagle will ask what the Mando's colors are, and Felstar will give a nod.
What are the Mando's colors? Rory looks over. Let's see. Red, black. Looks like a cheeseburger wrapper. Kind of this metallic garbage can lid color.
So he was asking me what his colors were?
Yeah, what the Mando's colors were, and Felstar is stating there must be at least some truth to what you're saying.
Yeah, I can do this.
I mean, I feel like this would be the most opportune time to interrupt this.
Rory's making a contact, it sounds like.
That might be true.
Eagle, why were you asking about the colors? I'm not too familiar with Mandalorian culture.
Yeah, that was obvious.
Does Rory actually describe the Mando accurately, or are you intentionally throwing in things?
Rory will do what he thinks. From fighting and all that, I imagine they at least have a pretty good idea what his colors are. But I imagine it's like in the middle of battle, it's hard to kind of like remember some stuff.
Yeah.
But there's also helmet recorders.
I mean,
so kind of
black and red.
That's a red and black. It's pretty.
Yeah.
I'll just say, from what I recall, red and black. Do you want the shade and tint too?
Along with the design, yes.
I don't know. It all just kind of blended together. Is it something in Mando culture for different pieces? I don't know. I was kind of busy trying to shoot him.
I I am almost certain that he is of House Wren, and I want to confirm it.
Oh my god!
Is that actually true?
Yes, it is,
Yeah.
but I've only mentioned it. I mentioned it to the So Tall, and I mentioned to that guy I shot in the thermocoupler.
Yeah, and you mentioned it to me at least.
It's like I've mentioned it to the Maquis, I've mentioned it to the So Tall, and I mentioned it to one stormtrooper
That died.
that I shot in the face right after I said it.
Felstar will almost immediately speak up. Remember, Eagle, our list of priorities.
What, we're not on the list? I'm offended.
I feel like this is the point where we should shoot him because it fits.
Just on principle, but no.
Exactly.
Your need to confirm won't exactly help you in locating the Mandalorian, will it?
There's only one way to locate a Mandalorian. You need a baby.
It's vital information for me, the Felstar. Eagle, your personal goals here need to take a momentary aside if the trooper doesn't know. And he'll like lean over. He's gonna try to decipher whether you're lying or not.
I'm trying to see if you're lying through this full body armor where I can't see any of your tail.
Yeah. You can roll con to resist this. You get a plus 16 because he'd have to go off purely off voice, and you're grappled and stuff like that.
Quick question while you're doing it. Is that dodge bonus for just him or both of us?
It was just for him because he was the one actively being shot at.
Cool. I just wanted to make sure. Because I'm literally just preparing things for if we decide to just shoot the two of them.
Because so far it looks like we might be able to walk away from this without them even realizing we were here and get back to what we were actually trying to do.
At the same time, though, I feel like shoving it to evil. And this lieutenant who apparently has a death wish. Without realizing it.
Yeah, but they're starting to prove to be interesting characters. If we gun them down now, they can't do story stuff later.
It's true.
I mean, we have the galaxy's greatest detective over here who somehow figured out my house. And then we have the guy holding his leash, who also seems smart in his own right. Also, apparently a 20-foot pyramid rolled con.
Rory has ultimate disguise. Oh shit!
I told anyone this, but I'm a shapeshifter.
But I'm triangle, guys. It's like a square, but with less edge. Okay.
I'm slightly less edgy. I'm a quarter less edgy.
Well, I do believe that your vested interest is in
16. So it's more than that.
Oh.
Sorry.
That's okay. You beat him. So, your vested interest is in maintaining the city versus whatever Major Taldarin's activities are. How far are you willing to go in that conviction?
I don't suppose I have much options at this moment. Not exactly making it good to choose your option.
Yeah.
If you could please let me go, at least.
I've revealed a bit much just by this interaction. I suggest honesty, as that is something that I do reward. If I let you go, without knowing for certain, that would be very bad for me. And I have a ally who's much more proficient than I am.
I meant out of this lock. Not let me go walk. I want... Please keep a kind of strenuous hold, if you could.
I'll sort of think for a moment. Give it some thought. Too much pressure can be detrimental to a situation. Eagle, let him go, but be ready. Eagle will mildly annoyed that it's like, of course I'll be ready. Well, actually, he's let you go, but he hasn't moved super far back.
He at least like let go of you.
Yeah, and he stepped away. He's still within that square, but
yeah. Rory will kind of like at least shake the arm and kind of just shoot a look at Eagle.
Helmet glare 2.0.
Helmet glare.
So, your convictions for the Order of the City over Major Teldarin.
Loyalty is to the First Order. Should Teldarin perform his duties in less efficient ways, it would be prudent to not follow it.
I'm in possession of information that leads me to believe that Major Teldarin has a major operation in motion that could very well end. It's clear that he was about to say something else and then switch up the words he was about to use. In the governor's position, I am looking for these badgers and moles, but they're very slippery. If you are willing to momentarily not shoot at them, I would much rather keep the governor alive using what competent resources I know exist.
Wait a second. Did he just say he wants to use the Maquis to protect the governor and remove Teldarin?
Yep.
Holy shit.
And
I'm not against this idea.
And you wanted to shoot him.
And it is now 10:30.
I guess this is where Amanda walks up.
The question is, do you guys really want to do this?
I don't want to reveal myself just yet, because as far as this guy is concerned, he seems to think Rory is just a trooper.
He thinks Rory is just a trooper.
I'm interpreting that correctly based on what we know. It doesn't seem like he's made Rory. It just because that's what it sounded like. Is he was talking to him as a trooper.
Yeah.
He was asking for basically troopers to be loyal to him in explaining why stormtrooper accuracy exists in this universe. In that the stormtroopers actually aren't trying to hit us, they're just trying to make it look like they're hit us, because if they miss us, we stay alive, making Teldarin look bad. Therefore, Teldarin will be removed, and he can protect his bestie by removing Teldarin.
That also sounds like, though, we can take advantage of that by forcing the, what's the good word I'm looking for it? A, sort of coup, in a sense, from the First Order, if we can manipulate them well enough.
Right, but all of that requires them to not realize they're actually dealing directly with us.
True.
Because this guy still seems very much like an FO loyalist based on his dossier. So if he realized he was actually talking to the Resistance, I don't think he'd play along. I mean,
At least not yet.
I mean, I suppose he could pull a Hux on us, but...
I mean, at this point, his priorities are to keep his governor friend from dying.
I don't care about your rebellion. I just want Kylo Ren to lose.
If that's the case, we could take advantage of it. It's like, okay, you want them to lose, but you to win. Ignore us. Give us this. We'll keep doing this. And we can deal with each other later.
That's the interesting thing is, if you do keep the governor in power, but then if Taldarin takes over...
The problem is we want none of them in power.
But the question is, which one's the least competent of the two?
Okay, see, that's the problem. They're both competent, and they're both damn good at, they're both damn good at their jobs, but they're good in different ways.
Taldarin is security, but
it's like Taldarin wants a police state. This guy, is a 1984 specialist.
In terms of the governor, I do want to point out that the governor did enact plans which did temporarily hamper your black market logistics.
Well, yeah, but that's the governor doing his job.
Yeah.
So what is happening here is that Taldarin is police state, while the governor is effectively what's a good way of looking at it?
I think that
they're like the KGB or CIA, basically.
Yeah.
They put up a front of order, but use the government relies on secret police. Taldarin relies on military martial law.
So it's a matter of do we want to deal with martial law or secret police?
Yeah, well, basically that's really it. It's one's up front, the other's like, I'm gonna stab you. We're going to report you in the back.
And that said, if we take either one of them out, they won't be shooting at each other anymore. And this guy's trying to set up where you don't actually try to hit the Maquis, I don't think will be in play as soon as we get rid of Taldarin.
True.
We only have his plot immunity as long as he doesn't know he's helping us, and as long as Taldarin's still in place.
Honestly, I was really tempted to continue sowing the seeds of
who says Taldarin's with the FO on this? I mean, you've done it every single time. It's up to you.
Well, he'll have to wait till next session at this point. David already called it.
It just seemed like too good of a place.
Yeah, that was too good of a to-be continued moment.
I don't want you to fly on the Maquis. What? We're not Thrawn. That's not how that works.
Of course, it's going to be nowhere near as fun now that I know that they're not trying to hit me.
That's only the army troopers, though. That's not the,
No, this guy, the guy's talking to a stormtrooper right now. He's obviously not caring about faction division.
But that's also because Roy is one of the few that we're aware of that would, disagree with Taldarin.
I'm just saying, it doesn't. Based on this one encounter, it does not look like he cares about what division you're in when he's talking to you. It sounds like he's looking at your file and your personality.
True.
Which means he's going to have agents in all his fingers in everything. Now, obviously, there are all going to be guys involved who are trying to hit us too, but.
But yeah, that's well then.
The interesting part is how are you going to differentiate them in actual combat? Because if we want not sympathizers, but
Well, see, that's the problem. I don't think we're going to be able to. Because unless they're really bad at, either telegraphing the fact that they're not trying to hit us, or going so far out of their way not to hit us that they are actually shooting with the bullets coming out the gun sideways, like in the movies, we're not going to be able to tell the difference.
There's another thing to consider. If you do want to help him, it's clear that Eagle here has his own thing going on, very specifically to the Mando.
At this point, at least, unless he says more next time, I really think it's like, yeah, sure, pay him lip service and then completely ignore him and just continue with our own agenda and let them let them fight. To quote Ken Watanabe.
So basically, equally go after both of them to basically keep them in an infinite struggle.
Well, we
can decisively get rid of one of them.
That's one way, though. I was just saying, continue doing what we've been doing, and continue ignoring the fact that they're fighting, and let them fight, and take themselves out, while we focus on dealing with our own agendas.
That wouldn't be a bad way of doing it either.
That's it. Because if we take either one out, then we're back to the previously mentioned problem. Because then they won't have one keeping the other in check. And if we spend all our time, putting them against each other, we're not accomplishing anything. They seem pretty adept at going against each other already, so if we just keep putting egg on both their faces by doing what we would have been doing anyway.
AKA going after the concourse protected by stormtroopers, then going after the governor's mansion protected by troopers.
Yeah, it's like, just continue going after the targets we need to go after. Well, okay.
Oh, this will certainly be interesting. I do have I do have ideas for